Hi everyone, Susan here. Okay, today we're going to take these layers we did on the last episode. We're going to get them fixed. We're going to get them together on the dress form so we can start working on those layers that go over it. And that's what's next. Before I get started, I wanted to just remind you guys to share, like, subscribe to my channel, and give me comments because I really do like your comments. It helps me to gauge, how I'm doing with these vlogs because this is a new format for me. I have not done this before. And also, if I have a product that I'm talking about or a product that I believe in that relates to the video that I'm doing, I'm going to put it in the description box below. And all you have to do is click on that link and you'll be able to get to that product and be able to purchase it on your own. Trust me, if I put it down there, it's because I believe in it. So just wanted to remind you about that. Okay, let's get started with this episode. Okay, guys, let's get real. So these aren't planned, and you'll know these aren't planned by today's episode primarily because all these layers that I did on the last episode, the ones that where I trued and put in the lines and the seam allowance on all the different layers that are on the understructure of this lace gown project. Well, usually when I do it on my own, I will do one or two and then I'll pin them together so I know that they all match, or I walk the pattern, which is another way of doing it as well. I didn't do that. I just quickly put these guys, the seam allowance and the ease that I put on the side seam. So some of them are some of them are a little bit longer. So I'm going to actually sew these guys together, the front sections and the back sections, and we're going to put them on the dress form, and we're going to hopefully be able to correct that side seam and get the right amount of ease and the right curve so that we can start putting these layers together, the lace overlayers that we need to put on this lace gown project. All right, let me do that next and I will be right back. So just to show you before I start sewing it together, like this is one here and then two goes right underneath it, and two is pretty close to it's fitting that. But some of these are like a little bit longer, like this one is okay, but then I kind of start to see that there's some issues with a couple of other ones, but I'm going to put them together and make sure that they're all okay and that they all line up. But if they don't line up, we're going to correct that curve, okay? That's what I'm going to do next. So let me sew these guys together and then I'll get back to you. Just to give you a little bit of a show of me sewing these pieces together. Okay, that's 3. Here's 4. I'm just turning it back like this, putting it mesh with the center front, putting it down like that, and just sewing these pieces together. And I'm sewing it like this because then I'll know that it is, if it has any problems, with the actual seam itself. So I'm just going to put that together and sew it. And this one is matching beautifully, but some of them are not. Okay, just so you can see that. Okay, here we are. This is the moment of truth. I just also want to point out too that this is the back pieces and this is the front pieces, and I'm putting them together just to make sure that the center backs and the center fronts are all lining up first. But before I do that, look what we have here. See this curvature? That is the curvature of the butt, and that can only be done if you did panels like this. It would never happen if you just did a straight skirt and you would have to put a dart somewhere. So that's the beauty of couture in different ways, and the painstaking of putting all these layers that people might not think is necessary. So that's that. And now we're going to put the center front to the center back, and I'm lining these up just to make sure that they're equal in length. And so far we're good, we're good, we're good. 3 could be just a tiny bit higher. and we're good all the way down here. All right, so the moment of truth is the side seam. See how the side seams, some of them are not lining up completely. I'm going to put that on the dress form, and we're going to work it out actually on the dress form. Okay, here I am on the dress form. I've already pinned it on the center front and the center back, and started to pin it just to the muslin itself on the upper bodice, or the corset here and here, just to save a little time. And I want to then just let you know that I'm going to make any changes in red, and I wanted to give a little bit more allowance here at the waistline. I hope you can see that really well. And I'm going to just turn back the back to the front and make sure everything is lining up, okay? And then I'm going to put a pin there, because I'm going to want to have that a little bit looser on the waistline, because there's going to be a lot of things sewn into that, and so it's going to be very bulky. I'm going to go then, I'm just going to turn the back to the front and check that out, and so far we're good. On two here, on two. I'm just going to pin the skirts together. I'm not going to pin it to the dress form, just to the muslins themselves. With more room, I want to give that. That's the allowance or the ease that I gave it. I just want to make sure I have it there. And I'm just going to pin it on there just to make sure that what I have is what I really want as far as the ease goes. So I'm just going on the ease line, and I'm pinning them together like that. And I'm going to put another pin here in the middle. You do want to give a little bit more ease, especially like the lower hip part of it, because it's going to be, like I said, bulky. I'm just going to put that underneath. Let's go further in. I think I can go a little further. That panel to this panel, like that. And the same thing down here with the ease. And then it's okay all the way down here on this last layer. So now I'm going to just mark it, dot it in red, just so that I have exactly where I want that to be. And then I'm going to correct it on the flat, and that's the last step. Okay, here I am on the flat. I'm just going to correct that curve on the side seam. I'm using my hip curve, and I'm just going to follow the majority of those markings and put in a new side seam. It looks like it even wants to go further out. So let me just put it as much as I can with this curve here, like that. And then just put in the new line, or the new curve, I should say, for the side seam on the skirt, front skirt, like that. And I'm just putting that in. So that'll be the new side seam for that. Let's do the back real quick. It's also going out quite a bit here. So I'm just going to follow that curve. Move the curve line over out just a little bit here, like that, on that line. Okay, so now the red marking is my new side seam. I'm going to pin that together, and I'll put it on the dress form. And okay, here we have it on the dress form. I have it all pinned, and I have it pinned to itself here. We have a nice curvature, a little bit of an allowance, not a whole lot, but we finally got it corrected. We finally got it done. So this portion, it's coming together. It's really coming together. We have almost all of the lining is already done. So now we can start working on the top part of this gown and the fullness of the lace on the bottom as well. All right, that's enough for this episode. Thank you for watching. Like this video if you like it, share it, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you in the next video. Alrighty, bye-bye.